And we're on. Thank you, Natalee, for being here. I'm so excited.
One of my greatest pleasures would be to talk to you any time of the day.
Yes, because we talk about so much on a daily basis. And I'm like, okay, it's our time to get on. And we
Yes,
have
for sure.
we have so much to share. We have so much to talk about. So like I would say, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. How we met.
Just beginning.
Let's start from
Um,
the beginning. Can you hear me okay? Sorry, like there's like
I can
some
hear you good. Can you hear me okay? Because I have
yes,
a
yes.
okay, you can hear me good? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So let's start with how weird my awakening was. Because my awakening was kind of like it was almost like overnight. And I know that sounds crazy when I talk about this, but I was going through a really very, gosh, I don't even have the words. Like there was so much going on in the world. It was right before 2020.
Mm.
But even that, it really wasn't, the 2020 stuff wasn't the fear of mine. I literally did not know how to function in the world. Like I would go to the store and I would feel so heavy that something had to give, like literally. And it was a day right before 2020, right before my birthday, that something just happened out in the world with me. And I just, it really, brought my attention to how like the world was just, it was too hard for me to function in the regular world with people that I felt like were zombies, like the soulless people just like walking around and nobody looks out for each other anymore. And it was just something that happened that kind of got my attention. I was in my car and I pulled over and literally bawling, screaming, God, what the fuck do you want me to do down here? How do you want me to do this?
Yeah.
How, how do I deal with your humans? And boy, if you ask, you're going to receive. Fast forward. I mean, it was so heavy. I literally felt like I was walking around with like a heavy, wet blanket. Just the energies and even, just everything was just bad. There was no hope. I was still, I mean, not to bring political stuff into it, but I hated Trump and I was very, all that. And I can't explain it. Like my birthday came, they started shutting everything down. March of 2020 started shutting everything down. And I literally was walking around like looking at this stuff in the world, like, how the fuck are they going to shut the whole damn world down? Like what? So things were rumbling. Things were just, I couldn't, I couldn't turn it off and I couldn't, stop thinking. And I was so miserable and sad and just lots of stuff going on. I'm living by myself. All my kids are out of the house. Flip on my computer. March 17th, 2020, my birthday. Everything is assigned to me. And I flip on my computer and there was nothing to do. Everything shut down. And I wasn't even a YouTube person. And, I'm like, let me go to YouTube. Nothing's on TV. I'm sick of seeing Trump's face. I don't want to see politics, nothing. Let me just, go to YouTube. And on my birthday is when, I mean, do I mention, I don't want to give them any, do I mention their name or has people mentioned their name or are we just keeping them as them?
No, because part of this transformation podcast is to talk about false light gurus, what we
Okay.
have learned, transformation,
I have no
So
problem. I have no
yeah,
problem,
yeah,
dropping names. But I don't.
absolutely.
The reason I don't like to say their names is because I don't want to bring any attention to them either. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody does see this, and then they'll go look them up, and bad news, abort mission, get out of there. But
I've already done previous podcasts with Laura and Mindy that we talked because and we have discussed that everything has its purpose. They even had their purpose. I know we discussed about this.
oh my God, totally, totally,
Because they brought us together and
absolutely.
we all had to learn. And as a result, you created your group, which we'll talk about that later. But
Right.
as a result, we
So
met. Right?
I found this woman. The title of the video on my birthday. I'm sitting in my house on my birthday. it was just a regular lady on there. Like, it was nothing special, but nothing is an accident. And are you kidding me? On my birthday, coming across random YouTube, and it said, the Matrix is about to crumble, 3D Earth updates or something. And I didn't even know what it meant. I'm like, what the fuck? What is she talking about? Oh my goodness. The second I hit press play, I was eating, sleeping, breathing, anything that woman said. I went directly to her. And it was strange because a lot of the things that she was saying was completely new to me, you know, but it was weird because I clearly resonated with it. I was hooked. I needed to know more. I wanted to know anything about them. Really started following them, and fast forward to Miami is where we met. And it was, what's crazy is, you know, following them and thinking like, oh my gosh, if this is a cult, sign me up. I literally said that to myself. I'm like, if this is a cult, this is the one I want to be in. Right. But it's just crazy how it all works out in the end. Or in the beginning, there is no end. So I'm following this woman, and I literally, I came online overnight. Like, everything made sense to me. Like, I knew, like, the political, I just kind of was like, oh my God, it's all bullshit. Like, and of course I'm learning more and more things would come to me, but it was just so fast. And how I went from just didn't know what was going on in the world to all of a sudden things were resonating me, like, what the hell is really going on? So I was hooked. I absorbed everything in it. 2021, summer of 2021, kids are out of the house. I hate my job. I'm miserable where I live. I knew I wanted to, I'm following this woman and these people, Eldora and Saman, who were, encouraging you to, I'm giving them the credit, thinking, I'm just kind of letting her guide me, like, to move to Florida. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything yet, but I knew I had to get out. I was dying. I couldn't breathe where I was. Like, it was just too much. My kids were running out of the house. I had, just a job that I could get anywhere else. I couldn't breathe. It was very dense and masks everywhere. I needed to work. So I was like, I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Florida. I came to Florida, found an apartment effortlessly, told the lady I don't have any job. I don't have a job yet. I have some money. Here I am. A couple months later, after I'm in Florida, all of a sudden they announced Miami, which is even making me more like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here in Florida and I moved and just following their guidance, giving them the credit instead of me being the magical bitch that I was and made it happen. But yeah, thank God for Miami, because after I moved to Florida, all of a sudden they were live one day and they're like, guess what? We're coming to Miami. And then the whole event. And, then the group chat came. And then that's kind of where I started seeing all of you guys. And I could, like, when I saw my people that I didn't know were my people yet, but just the joy and the community and this everything that our hearts and souls look for in each other. Oh my gosh, she's like me. Oh my God, they think like me. Oh my God, and all the people that were going to be in Florida. Oh my gosh, I couldn't wait. Fast forward to Miami, that was solstice. So that was December 2021. And there are a few people that caught you were the absolute first, besides Lauren, besides the people, us, welcoming us in. You were the first person I saw. And there was other people that just struck me immediately, but your hair, girl, that hair, but just, you literally looked like, and like you had completely angelic energy, fairy energy. I don't know, but I was just staring. And did you have business cards at that time?
Yes.
Because that's what it was then. That's what it was. I think I heard you talking about past life. Past life or hypnotherapy is what I understood. And that made me make a beeline to you. I mean, I was looking at you first just because you literally looked magical. Like, and there were so many beautiful people there. Like, there was just so much, the best, most beautiful energy. You've been to Tulum, you know the energy that we all bring and make it what it is. So, I mean, but I was literally 30 seconds, after I saw you, I got your card. I was in. I mean, this is another video, but the reason, the past life regression and the reason I felt connected to a certain person is another thing that was kind of part of my awakening too. Like that, like, I'm like, why am I thinking about this woman? Like, why is this all but clearly my soul, my higher self knew to come straight to you. And I'll never forget the first phone call. Like, literally, when we got on the phone call, well, after Miami, let me back up a little bit, because after I met all you gorgeous, beautiful people in Miami, around New Year's Eve, there was something that happened literally after Miami. It's when, as much as I love these people and I'm giving them the credit, oh my gosh, I'm in Florida and if this is a cult, I'm all in and blah, blah, blah. And then when I get to Miami and then I meet you guys, it's a beautiful event. And then literally right after that, it was like the rug was pulled up from under me and I started having doubt about these people because of...
Let's talk about that. So let's pause a little bit before we get into the hypnotherapy, because so I want to recap because when you shared how they let you to Florida, you were lost. You ask and you shall receive, right? And God will present you. Okay. So the reason why I want to bring this up is because people are waking up. They're looking for answers, just like we did. And the way it works, everything is energy. Everything is frequency. So I always like to describe it. Think of life, this ascension, this game of life is about, it's represented by being in a building with 12 floors, okay? And you were on the 3rd floor at the time, okay? And then these people came from the 4th or the 5th, whatever, and they said, hey, come up here, right? That's how they serve their purpose. So they got you to the next level, they got you to the next floor, but it doesn't mean that their purpose or their intention was the final destination, which is through the 12. Okay, so this is an easy way to understand it. So, and that's why it was like, okay, they serve their purpose because they got you moving from that energy to the new one. You went through the great awakening, you met your tribe,
the meditation and things like that, like just the things, but it had nothing. It was me. It was you.
You're the one. They're just a trigger. So you internally, because as within, so without, internally, it's the representation of this building, this 12 floors. These layers got, these 2 veils, if you will, got lifted. So now, okay, so and also I wanted to make comment in regards to the tribe. A lot of people, I see this every single day. By nature, human beings are designed to belong, right? To belong with the tribes. So even when working with clients, everybody wants to connect. By nature, this is how we are designed.
Absolutely.
So it's important to understand, because people, these gurus, false light, they know that, and they use that.
They play on the freshly awakening people. That's the only people they can appeal to. Let's keep it real. Like, they can only get the ones freshly awakening, because with me anyway, once my intuition took over and it was like me kind of battling with myself, are you gonna stay true to what you feel about these people? And and you're going to go against all the tribe that you've wanted for so long. It was, I'll get to that part, because that's what it was. It was right after Miami. I'm on cloud 9. I'm all in. I love these people. They are, the best. And then, with meeting you guys and starting, that communication and the group chat really, I love the group chat more than them, because it was the community that I was craving. It was the tribe. We were all looking for each other. So we, right after Miami, it was the 21st, and Eldora and Saman were there through, I think, even January or February. Anyway, we were all down at Nancy's, and there was a bunch of us that met, then kind of like pre-gamed before the event. So we all met before the event, and then afterwards, and, we're all on cloud nine. So Eldora reaches out to Nancy and was like, what are you guys doing? What's the Florida people doing for New Year's Eve?
Okay.
Are you kidding me? We thought we were like, whatever you say, So she was like, yes, let's do this. Let's do that. You know me. I'm going into hostess mode. And all that just came back from Miami, spending hundreds, and some people even spent thousands on this, staying there. I was lucky enough to be able to stay with Nancy and just pay for my ticket. But people coming back down there, and literally 2 hours before all these Florida people came back down at Eldora's request for New Year's Eve party. And Nancy, I was getting, it's so crazy. I was driving off the exit. I felt it. I knew it. I said, something's off, like it just did, something was off. And 10 minutes later, my phone rings and I'm getting off the exit and it's Nancy. And she was like, they canceled. And I was like, what? Like they canceled. She said the energy wasn't right.
Wow.
So, I mean, and we're still in their God mode. So, that's okay. We'll just all spend New Year's Eve with each other. Nancy was in a Nancy was in a wheelchair and was still hosting the event. I was coming back down to be the muscle and the clean and the helping her, but she hosted and she had this beautiful place. You've been to Nancy's before where the water, we had the perfect spot for it. I cooked stuff and a couple hours before, the energy's not right, we're not coming. And freshly into all of this, and because they programmed us to think if the triggers, it's our fault, and if we're triggered, it's never them. And then they got you used to that. So I'm going, oh my gosh, who is it? Whose energy's all, I'm like, right? Who did it?
Yeah. Who's got the bad energy amongst us? Oh my God. So I want to pause a little bit, Natalee. I want to pause a little bit because there's so much lessons here that
what they did next is it. Yeah. So I'll let you pause.
Yeah, I want to pause just because it's happening every single day.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And this is really, really common.
Worse and worse. Like we know for a fact, we've been on other, well, not podcasts, but we've even done other, work to expose them, that it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse since us. Like we didn't even really get the bad end of it, compared to some people out here. So
I want to talk it more in general, because this is narcissistic behavior, and people who are light beings, empaths, star seeds, star warriors, chosen ones, whatever the heck you want to call us. Okay. You know who you are. We have to deal with narcissist behavior every day.
We're a magnet for that.
Yeah. So this is really important. So let's go. So number one point I wanted to make, when you said that you felt it in your gut, something is going to happen. So lesson here, your body always knows first. So listen to your body, please, anyone who's listening right now, because you're always going to feel it in your gut. That's your intuition. That's your connection with the true creator. So your body will tell you, the more in tune, right, the more you're going to catch the red flags right away. And you get better and better with discernment. And the other thing that when you said, they just canceled. Why? Because these people, and I'm going to say in general, right? In general, these people think they're above everybody else.
Absolutely.
Their time is more important. Their energy is more important. They will treat everybody else like they're down there like slaves, and their schedule, their job, their life is just underneath their feet, right? And that's why they couldn't care less about your plans, your times, and what went in, because that's how they act, right? So I'm sure you see this everywhere.
That was the first thought. I remember when Nancy called me and I hung up, of course, on the phone with her, I was like, oh, we'll be fine. Well, you make the best out of everything. We're still together, blah, blah, blah. But when I hung up that phone, I was aggravated. I was for them, for everybody that's coming back down. And the first thing I went to was my empathy for everybody that is coming back down and making the effort and everything for you guys. This was your request. So yeah.
The other thing that's coming, and again, I see it, is when you said, how like they project, it's not them, it's other people. You're like, oh my God, now who is it? So they purposely, so they are master manipulators. They purposely will create confusion. When there's confusion, people are ungrounded. So anytime you're dealing with someone, it's a major lesson that I learned. It's like you're dealing with someone and it's giving you it, they're making you feel confused, constant, over and over and over, instead of clear and grounded.
Right.
Right? That's a huge lesson. So thank you for sharing that.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, you're triggered are, well, I was just gonna have to be fucking triggered because I couldn't not feel what I was feeling when I, getting from them. And boy, I'll tell you what, I really, not even a full year with those people. I couldn't take it. That what eventually happened. But after, it wasn't even them canceling. What she did after that was it for me. When she made it a point, it's probably still I don't even know if that chat exists. I'm blocked from it. The one that I used to be an admin for, but after the New Year's Eve thing, and then a couple days later, she posted pictures on the chat of her spending New Year's Eve with someone else. I mean, she put the pictures, she told the story, and the entire post. There's the thunder. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, you're in California. The thunder, it's starting to thunder out here right when I said that. But when the second, wait, what was I talking about?
So she posted pictures about New Year's Eve.
And it wasn't even, of course, it was very, I don't even know what the word is. It wasn't really rude, but it was passive aggressive to me to even post pictures of what you were doing with other people that you chose after you had the entire state drive back down to Nancy. So just that picture, I'm like, wow. But what she said, the entire post was like a public lashing to me, Nancy, whoever came to that party, because she couldn't even say, here's my friend and she gave us a beautiful dinner and thank you and that's it. No, the post was the pictures. This is what we did on New Year's Eve. Let it be clear, if there is haphazard energy or someone that has a bad intention or someone like just this shit that she said, we will pick up on it and we will not come. So basically, and if she said this, if there is she used the word haphazard. If there are haphazard energies, people with bad, basically she's kind of like, we see you, we'll pick up on it. Mm-hmm. And don't do that. Basically, it was a public shaming, lashing, and I couldn't understand how any of that had to do with Christ consciousness, how anything had to do with love, community, public shaming. Are you kidding me right now? Like these people, I was one of them, but it wasn't even for me. It was easy for me to drive back down to my friend's house. I was just the audacity and then afterwards, you asked us what we were doing. You came to us and wanted us to So that was that. It was weird. After that, we connected and we made connections privately and kept in touch and things like that. But I didn't feel right. It was weird. But also what was weird was a couple months later, I got an inbox from one of their people to have me be an admin. I thought it was a joke because I actually, after she made that post, I even in the chat, I had an unpopular opinion. I was very gracious with my words, but I challenged her post and was like, whoa, how is any of the public, like I just kind of put my opinion out there. And a couple months later, I was asked to be an admin, which was weird to me because I thought I was going to get blocked or whatever. I just couldn't not. Everybody else is kissing her ass and just everything is just all this love and light, love and light, love and light. And I'm like, hold up. Am I the only one that am I, but of course I had to say something. It's in my human design. I am a heretic. I'm going to reject everything first, figure it out, and then I'll apologize if I'm wrong, or I might, but I don't know. But if it doesn't feel right, I don't care if I'm the only one on my team. I'm standing on what I say. Period.
Good. And that's called integrity and leading, right? Which is what we're called here. And you made a good point in regards to the love and light and la la land. You know where I stand with that, because there is this misconception that spirituality is reality, right?
Yeah,
and it's not. It's we are meant to see the darkness and face it, and not suppress it and put it under the rug and put flowers and incense on it.
Alchemize it. Identify it.
Yeah.
Reach out to people like you if there's deeper issues or if they need hypnotherapy. Like, we'll get to that. I mean, now I know. I firmly believe I was led to you, not them. I was led to Laura. I was led to Mindy. I was led to my tribe, Maria, my people. Like, there's so many, in our chat. I was led to you guys. They had nothing to do with it. I mean, they did, but they're not our people. They're not the same as us.
They like I said with the flood, they led there, but it's really important to bring the awareness in regards to the spiritual communities. The New Age is 99%. What New Age is false light, and it's an easy trap. Just like for us, we had to go through it. We fell for it. But for people that are just waking up, there's a huge spiritual awakening again. Especially like 2020, there was a huge wave, and now there's another one. So bring awareness that there is this spiritual lingo that they use, and they're just spiritual narcissists. That's what they are. Okay, spiritual narcissists that they will use the lingo to trap you and make you feel you're the problem. Okay, they're always projecting outwards towards you. And
then all of their videos were, there were so many. You could go to their channel now and go back to 2020, 2021. The way that they would talk to us, the way that they would address us, before the events where she would get on and complain and don't comment, or if you're not in gratitude, she wasn't giving spiritual guru. She wasn't giving love. It wasn't coming off, at least to me. And I saw she still has people under their spell. Hopefully, with people like us coming out and sharing our story and letting people know it's a trap, another trap, just another one of these traps down here.
And they're not the only ones. They're just
oh no.
They were personal to us that we had to, you know what I mean? But there are so many leaders, and they will, number one rule, they will give you a lot of truth. They will give you, same, there are ones that I had to study, for school. They will give you the truth, law of attraction and subconscious work and all that, and the universe. So you're gonna that's how they get you, because you're gonna resonate. But it doesn't mean that their intention is the true ascension and the true creator. So
after the admin thing, well, I don't know, do you want to kind of pause, because I met you right after. We'll just kind of pause. I met you soon after. I think I got a hold of you right before our birthdays or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was January or something, right?
it was weird because I'll never forget it. That like the instant we got on the call, it was like like everybody. It was just we were old souls finding each other again. It was, and you even picked up on stuff immediately before I even said anything. I'm like, how did you do that? You're like, wait a minute, before you say anything, is it? And I'm like, and I've been on your line ever since. But that is what, I've been past life regression, hypnotherapy. I've wanted to do it forever. But I also, my inner whatever higher self knows, like that's your consciousness you're playing with. And it had to be somebody that I trusted. It had to be, after I researched it a little bit more. But once and you were talking about the hypnotherapy and past life and stuff like that, I had to do it.
And that's a good point that because I wanted to bring it up, and because like you look into the KS and the Krystic, and it's when they talk in general regards to hypnosis and subconscious. Yes, they are right. You don't just go out there and trust just anybody. Okay, just like doctors or other services, you really want to connect because you are trusting someone with your subconscious. And exactly. So the energy of the person, that is
right.
Because I've had clients in the past, and they said, "Oh, I don't trust hypnosis because and you shouldn't." I don't trust anybody just like that. I used to, but I've learned the hard way. You shouldn't just trust any healer or any mentor. You gotta really connect with their energy first, get to know them. And how do they make you feel? Do you resonate? Are you comfortable? Do you feel safe? Then because there's a lot of false light out there. And if they're not leading by example and they are not working on their energy every single day, they're same thing with also, I don't know about you, but when I was in that new age false light period, I was getting all these readings, like all these psychic readings and all these tarot, and every time I'm like, oh, I already know that. I'm like, I don't know. So it's
not from people, but like I was on the internet, on YouTube. I needed to know like astrology, which I'm into anyway. But I just had to know. It opened. I needed to know astrology stuff, what's going on with the planets. Just everything. But I'm telling you, my intuition, like it was off with those people, and I realized kind of quick that I wasn't here for them. I was here to meet you guys and things like that. But I didn't think I could even go under hypnotherapy because I am so much in my head that I didn't think I would be able to go under. And I will. Yeah. It's weird. The thing that stands out the most about our session is the hand exercise thing. The hand exercise thing, that blew my mind. And that kind of made me know that, oh, this is subconscious. This is something else, and it really, well, I mean, you have, I had to trust the person, and we had talked and established relationships and so much more, to where it was totally like, let's pick a day, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't think, I rented an Airbnb. I wanted to take it seriously. I didn't want any interruptions. And everybody should do this. Like, take it seriously, invest in yourself and take this session. Like, you never know what's going to happen afterwards. Mm-hmm. So I didn't think our session, what was it like? It was about 4 or 5. It lasted pretty much like 5 hours. I think the recording is.
Yeah. So the session, our session was long. I try to keep it up to 3 hours because it's so intense and so much come up. But sometimes I always tell people it's not about the time, because if more things are coming up and we're doing energy work, and then it is what it is. I try to keep it up to 3, but it's tiring, and there's so much going. We're talking about all these emotions that have been suppressed all your life, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Memories are coming up.
plus the way that you, I don't know, especially in the recording, it's like every time I listen to like it's a meditation, like the way that you speak in it, that's what helped me completely. I mean, of course it's your energy and I know you and I know I could trust you, but I don't know, it's almost like you went into someone, not somebody else, but you were very next level Erica that I know, like another level, like your voice, just everything shifted. And the exercise, that hand, when you could, it literally like felt like, the magnets and how you were, and it, all of the things that you do before to get you relaxed, to get you under, but I still was aware of everything. Like I still had to feel if I had to go to the bathroom, we paused. Yeah. I went to the bathroom, but I went right back into that space with you. I never thought that it could have, been possible for me. And then what happened during, I mean, I can't talk about it with anybody because, especially my family, which it's sad because I am the black sheep, whatever you want to call me. So I can't have conversations with them. But when I tell you after your session, down to the time when we were doing the womb exercise.
So the feminine, we were working on the feminine energy.
We were working on, the feminine energy, because you had me place one of my hands in front of my womb and then one of my palms on my back. So it was like I was enclosed with my own energy. Yeah. And, of course it was transformational for me.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing was the day after when I called you to tell you, are you ready for this? Of course you're ready for this. This is what you do. But I had no idea. Like it really made me, really trust and even get more into quantum healing and the quantum part of all of this. Like, even though our human mind and our eyes, they're limited. The quantum field and energy, it's a whole other, it's the real world. We're down here but when my sister, the next day, just going about my business and really absorbing everything that just happened the other day, I went to the beach I went to Melbourne Beach after our session and integrated with the ocean and watched the sunset and really, really took that, my intentions were there and I didn't know what was going to happen next. And you really don't feel anything right afterwards. I felt relaxed and there was a lot that I released. So you feel good, you feel calm, you feel, like what just happened. But then what happens next, you're not ready for. I come home and I get a call that when, I asked her the time, but my sister let me know that they rushed my mom to the hospital with severe abdominal pain. And I had to ask, what time was this? She's like, why didn't you, what time did this happen? Well, she was at work. It was about, I don't know, 2:00 in the afternoon, which our time, it was literally the time that that you had me doing the energy work with my womb, which was one of the main things that I wanted to heal or I wanted to understand in the hypnotherapy session was the female generational trauma in my family. Yeah. Mainly the women. I have watched the most beautiful, the most beautiful women, strongest women band together by themselves, no husbands, and raise their kids, me, my cousins. Like I had such a beautiful childhood, but there was so much trauma with the women. I mean, it still is. Yeah. So it's getting there, this just happened a couple of years ago, but just to know that even if they'll never know it in this lifetime, they'll know that, you helped me do something to shift something in us. And me and my mom obviously I haven't told her ever what happened, or, you know, my version of it. They'll probably be like, I'm on the way to Florida and I have you committed, finally. But it was mind blowing to me. Like it was like, how do you give somebody a gift like that? And I mean, they're not perfect at all, but I did something, you know, I had faith in myself. I knew I was powerful enough. I knew I'm here for something bigger. And that session just, it literally quantumly healed my mom.
Wow. Yeah.
And she'll never know. She'll know it, you know, in another dimension. And, you know, I would be called a crazy everything that I've been called my whole life. Yeah. And I mean, literally it led to something else that they found in her health that they were able to catch. I don't know if I ever told you this. And they caught it early enough to where that they could, you know, get rid of it. And my mom, like, she's had 9 lives, that woman. And so it's really comforting, and it's really, God sees it. I know it. You know, my spirit team, everybody that helped me, you were the instrument. You were the instrument. So I don't even, let me stop.
No, it's amazing because
we're not the crybaby around here.
Okay, I love it. No, I love all of it. It's the honor.
Literally, you have given me a gift that no human, nothing I've ever received, you know, because it's not just a gift for me. And there's still, like, there's residuals. You can, you know, there's stuff that we're still going through, but just me understanding and knowing that I can go back to that recording whenever I want, and it puts me in a trance meditation. And you hear things, and you hear things that you forget you didn't even remember saying.
Yeah.
It was life-changing for me. It really was. And everything since then. I mean, I joke around a lot, you know, about your 10, you could make a joke 10 seconds on a WhatsApp message to me. And I'm like, I felt like I just went through 10 years of therapy. Like, literally, you'll say something to me, and I'm like, how in the hell do you do that? Like, you know, so, and if they're lucky enough to get you to be a friend, you know, you're my soul sister for life. But if they're lucky enough to be blessed with you in your life, which, you know, you don't go anywhere unless you're shifted out of someone's energy. That's how it goes around here. But
for sure.
That was by far, like, I'm glad that I waited to kind of understand quantum things and just being, you know, rather than thinking 20 years ago, oh, let me go to hypnotherapy to lose weight, or to, you know, just, you know, I kind of already had that one done on my own before I got, you know, I did a lot of stuff, you know, too, before in this healing journey that just happened effortlessly. Once you bet on yourself, like you
mind,
yourself, and you focus on yourself, which is hard for all of us to do as women, moms, all that. Still, I have my moments, but it changes the game. It changes everything. You don't need gurus. You need coaches. You need leaders till as long as you need them. But if these gurus and leaders try to make you dependent on them for life, and you're paying 33 every 2 months for a retreat, cut it. It's bullshit. Quite simple.
What you need is our thing was to help you remember who you are. Right? It's to awaken your true self.
Of my power. Like, of course, you know, I wouldn't have ever done that or knew that or done that practice unless I was under hypnotherapy with somebody that I trusted, that I could let my mind go.
Yeah. Well, I'm just a bridge. I would say I'm the catalyst. I'm a bridge. You make the decision. Okay, let's go. I always say it's you making the decision, believing and trusting and making the first step. Then I'm just a bridge to show you, to help you get there and to guide you along the way. So we did the session, and thank you for sharing with your mom, because I would say it's like, you know, when we do the work, we're not just doing it for ourselves, but we're healing so many past generations, past ancestral, plus the ones who are here and coming, your kids, my kids, and the future ones. And that's also epigenetics, right? Epigenetics, you know how we're passed all these DNAs from our family, but doesn't mean that we keep carrying it. It's up to us. We're the ones who are chosen to end with us, because once we end with us, now we're the lighthouses for our children. It ends with us. It's not going to keep going, right?
Yeah.
So we signed up for a lot in this lifetime. It's not easy.
Yeah, I just did a full contract, please. Lawyer, somebody read, like, what's going on?
It's not easy. But that being said, God doesn't give you anything that you cannot handle, right? So we are
and that is why, thank God our souls connected again in this lifetime, which we always do. But it was, I definitely, that's the one and only hypnotherapy session I've ever had. I would never go to anyone else. I've even referred a couple of people to you, and my message to anybody listening or on the fence or anything, 1,000, if you're serious, because it's a commitment and it's work, and it's worth every dime, penny, anything you will ever, this is a gift that it continues for life. It's a lifetime gift that kind of keeps on giving, because so much makes more sense, or so much it helps things shift when you are aware and when you remember.
Remember who you are. It's an activation. It's you. That's why I call this transformational. You will never be the same ever again. Like if you look at everybody's life that I have helped, the ones who like you said, this is not for everybody. When I do consultation, I say, it will only work if you're committed to do the work. I will guide you. I will be there every day, but you have to commit. You got to listen to the recording, because I'm not coming to your house and put the headphones on, right? You committed. It doesn't expire. It doesn't have side effects, not like medicine, right? And it's for you personally. So what it's doing is reprogramming, because you had old subconscious programs that were keeping you stuck and small like everybody else. So then once we identified that, and we did the research, the investigation, during the session, then you start listening to the recording, which is the upgraded. You're giving NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, an upgraded program.
I didn't get to mention during the session, like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to kind of like go under to, but I think there's two scenes that I remember that the way that I can kind of describe it, it's almost like you're watching it at a movie theater. It's kind of like everything's dark, but like when you're prompting the questions, and when you were asking me about one of the scenes when we went back. Well, there's two that I remember that we went back two places I remember for sure. And it was like, with me, I didn't think, like, that was my doubt. I was like, how does that even work? How do you see what's going on? Or are you, is it your imagination, or are you feeding your own brain this? It's crazy how it happens, because once you allow yourself and you are in that state, to me, and you were prompting your questions, and I heard how soft and I mean, your voice is perfect. And just your prompts of the question, it literally, like, to me, it was like I was watching my life on a movie screen, kind of like I was in a theater by myself, kind of thing, kind of like what it looks like when you see it on the movies, but kind of not. It was different. So
the other thing, I wanted to make a point when you said, it's a different level of Erica, like my voice changes and it's my energy. That's because what happens is I connect, and that's why it's really important to be mindful and research and make sure you trust the person before you do this, because I work on my energy every single day. I'm by myself practically every single day, and I am connected directly with the true God creator, and there's no middleman, there's no distractions, like this direct line that it's sacred, and I protect it with everything. So when I'm giving a session and I went and create, that's what you're feeling, and people can feel the energy, which is the love. That's God's love. That's God's energy through me. So I'm doing God's work. God is working through me practically to keep it simple. And that's what you're feeling. That's why it's like, be mindful, be careful, make sure people's energy. Really important.
The last time I listened to the recording, it was crazy. It almost didn't sound like your voice, but I'm like, I know this is different. But it was crazy. It was almost like, oh my God. It's angelic. It's kind of like you go into like a angelic type of energy. I don't know. It was
a different frequency than this. My voice does not sound like a normal, when I'm talking normal, when I'm in that mode, because I connect with my intuition. So it's like I'm in a different mode, right? And it's healing and it's loving. Yeah. So it's hard to describe. Now let's talk about the next. Because it's transformation. It's a lot of work, and it's hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, and then there's the coaching. the daily coaching on WhatsApp, voice messaging back and forth.
I mean, I didn't even know it came. Well, I mean, we're for like lifetime coaching. Like if there's something, go to Erica. Like I literally, like I make a beeline to you. If I'm freaking anything, I go right to. I mean, you give me the tools to where you know I can stay focused, and I can be like, oh, this is what Erica was talking. This is what this is, and
oh my goodness, yeah.
But if I'm having a moment, or if which I have my moment still, and I come to you, and like the astrology part of you, that. Thank God you were an astrologer in your past life. No, I mean,
I'm trying to stay away from that too. And I tell you that it's like so I'm not an astrologer, people, just so you know. It's a tool that, especially after learning with the Krystic, that it's part of the matrix system and the pulse light, and I stayed away with it. I kept coming, and then I'm like, what is it? So the way I do it, and it's very random. It's like bits and pieces of information that I can see in my people's chart, and I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is
right.
So to get us, not to keep us in a box, oh, I'm this and I'm that. No, because we are the whole chart. We are one with God. Just like human design. Human design has astrology in it. Kabbalah, yes. Disclaimer, Kabbalah is the false light. We know.
Right.
Now, to keep us in a box is just a tool to help us understand
and navigate.
And navigate because everybody's designed differently, just to give you an example. For example, when I was married, my ex-husband type is a projector, and I'm a manifesting generator. So it's like, okay, at the time, if I knew that information, right, people treat everybody the same or expect the same. Well, guess what? We're not the same. There are 5 types of humans, so projectors, generators,
many different parts to us,
and that's how we're designed. So again,
at different times too in life, like it's different times too, like the progress charts, and you using all of those tools to kind of put together, like that's why it's in 5 minutes, because you'll go, you got my chart, you'll know what's and we'll joke about it, but you'll be like, girl, I can't make this up. It's this, and it just instantly helps me navigate down here immediately. It's instant relief, because for something that's been in my, that stays in my head, or, just with all the craziness that's out here. Yeah. Like I will come to, I'll try to use my tools, and sometimes when I can't, and I'll come to you, and you'll be like, hold on. And then 10 minutes later, it's like you have the answers, or you'll have like what's going on, so we can either pivot or figure something else out, or calm down and know it's just this, or it all goes together. So and knowing about all those tools.
And it goes back to my human design. So I had to learn about my human design to make sense, because I'm a 4/1, and for 1, we are on this specific terrain, line, and we gotta stay on. I'm sorry.
The 1 is investigator. What's the 4?
It's the network. It's the people. It's opportunities. So to me, to explain, it's like I've got my people, I had a large network, very tight inner circle, but very, very large network. So it's like,
Right.
my people, human beings, what do they need? I have the line one, go investigate, go research. And I don't watch TV. I'm a nerd in disguise. And
Yeah.
I do is study, learn every single day. And it's like, okay, what does everybody need? And that's why I utilize these tools to have knowledge, because knowledge is power, applicable knowledge is freedom, right? So when you have questions, I'll have the answer instantly, because I'll look at these charts and I'm like, bam, 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 transits, right? I'll look at transits like it's the weather channel. And I'm like, guess what's going on?
Weather, that's the real weather report.
Yeah. And yes, it's part of the matrix. But guess what? We are living in the matrix. If we are living in the matrix, so as long as we're in the matrix, it's going to affect us. I don't think if we move into a cave.
But then you have tools, like you have to have.
111 here, by the way.
What?
It's 111.
Is it 111? Oh, there it is, 111. Of course it is. I mean, why wouldn't it be? But I mean, even like right now, kind of what's going on in my life, I don't want to get into too much, but with family, like that's with kids and my dad, I've definitely needed to come to your inbox and thank God that like I said, you'll check my chart, or you'll and be like, nope, calm down, this is what's going on, this is shifting into this, like you'll kind of give me a preview. But all of that, like, it doesn't hold all the answers, but they are the greatest tools that people can get down here on this earth. If you're serious about wanting to change something about yourself, or wanting better relationship with your family, or there's so much weight loss, like there's so limiting beliefs, anything, figure you out. When you like start with, like with Erica, you're kind of like a one-stop shop. You have the astrology, you have the hypnotherapy, you have the coaching afterwards, and then you literally are of God. You're a friend for life. Like, like you can't uncare about people. Like me, we're the empaths. We came down here to help everybody else, and thank God, that I ran into my tribe. I wouldn't have known, and thank God that I went with my higher self, and I was like, but I'm telling you, if it's in your mind and it won't go away, that's a prompt. Like with the past life stuff, that was the main thing that I wanted to dig into around that time. And I'm just at a random event, and I hear you talking. Like, it's once you start and you tap into your spiritual journey, it's pay attention, because it's everywhere. Like, literally, I was there were so many people, and I heard past life, and I'm looking at you, and and we're here right now, 5 years later, or 4 years later, and I'm so grateful for the ones, people are all, another lesson I had to learn was people are all on different journeys forever. We all go through different stuff together, separately, but coming back to the people, like you, that I trust. Like, I literally feel like I have a counselor from heaven for life. I can trust your intentions. I can trust. It's just, I'm grateful forever to you. This. I could sing your praises for hours. This.
For you too.
I've never had this. We all want and deserve and need our people, and be able to trust and put our guards down and be ourselves. I'm so tired of being too fucking much, or no filter. Yep, that's me. Yep. I can't
I told you this before. I see it as like the X-Men,
Yeah.
The X-Men, The X-Men is like that. We've been hiding because we are either like too loud or too this or too my laughter is too crazy. I have people's like, oh, your laughter. I'm like, well, go away. That's where my energy goes. You don't like it, don't listen. Or like we're Maltese Italians. We speak too loud, you know, we or we're fiery.
When we come visit, we want to clean your house and stuff, and we're not expected to, you know.
We're direct. We're transparent. We're transparent. We're direct. We don't sugarcoat.
What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. Okay. We are the God's warriors here. We are in the spiritual warrior era. Okay. Because there was a shift. No more self-sacrifice. We've done that. We've had enough. Right? We've had enough. It's like now it's time to stand up for ourselves.
The self-sacrifice is kind of where my family wants to keep me. Exactly. That I was just my dad and my kids, and I love them unconditionally. I will never, are you kidding me? I love people I don't like. You know, like I understand, I get it all. But I can't be the doormat anymore. I can't be the reason, especially when, like, and I mean this in the most humble way possible, but this is how much audacity that I've allowed, and I don't know if anybody, but I've allowed people to treat me like they want to keep you as this broken, guilty, shameful, you know, person. I don't even live in the state. I have no idea.
No, it's a different dimension.
Blame me for anything anymore. Everybody's adults and over 21, and I still haven't closed my door. You said something the other day that literally, it really helped me. For a perfect example, when you're like, people want to call me with their problems, but they want to shoot down every solution I have. You know, like they want to call with the problems, but they don't want the solutions. That's exactly what is going on with me. And then, you know, I try to, you know, our parents are older generations, and I get that I don't want to live programming. It goes deeper, you know, and they're going to be right. They're the parents, and you do what I say. And especially in Italian heritage, you know, they're the kings and queens and just all of that. And so that's been a little bit difficult to navigate. But, you know, when you told, seriously, like it helped me. You answer. I answer every call. I'm on. You know, what do I need to do to help? But all they want to do is like kind of bitch, complain, and tell you the problems. Then I'm like, okay, here's a solution.
Yeah, and then so
go do this, go do that. No, and then
yeah.
But if I said, here's $5,000, I'd be the greatest mother. You know what I'm saying? It's not your terms anymore. It's my. You know. And,
that's a good point, Natalee, because that's we are not entertaining that anymore, and it's a frequency, right? We're shifting, and also in the Krystic terminology, these people, this is how you identify this. It's called victimizer implants. So that's where compassion comes in the bigger picture. It's like, okay, it's not their fault because there's all these false lights and all these implants. That being said, we all had them. We all have to go through them. We're still responsible for our demons and our shadows or our implants. So we can guide them, we can provide them the solution, but if they're choosing to stay stuck and attached, people love their problems and their, you know, their misery, right? They're so, because God bless, because they don't know who they are if they feel lost subconsciously if they don't have that. It's been embedded in them for so long.
And I read somewhere yesterday, I needed to see when I read that, what they hate in you is what's lacking in them. And it makes me sad. Like it makes me sad for them, because all you have to do is listen. Like I literally cracked I lost 200 pounds without a doctor. I moved to Florida. Like I've done things that people can't do, you know, like, so I clearly know what I'm doing. You know, I've leveled up and up and up ever since I moved to Florida and got out of the toxic environment and invested in me. I took myself away. And once and like, I can still love people. Like are you kidding me? I'm empath for life. What can I do to help? I'm here to serve. But I had to put the oxygen mask on me first. I'm not doing any good to anyone, Exactly. So, and once you start that healing journey and your intentions are there, there's no turning back. It'll be the greatest story you ever tell anyone ever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Invest in you, bet on you. Everything else will fall and either fall away or rise with you. And that's where I am now. We're human. It's going to be hard to keep the faith sometimes. That's why I have my sister Erica that I can calm down. You're in your South Node. You're J12's granddaughter. Get your. But I mean, we joke, but seriously, like that. It's a joke, but like when I remember, oh my God, like it's in my fibers that I am a different kind of lineage, different kind of species, So instead of fighting or trying to or be depressed or all that low vibe shit, reach out to people like Eric. Like I told you, there's been a couple people that I'm like, as soon as you're serious, because I don't want you to waste her time. But as soon as
I won't take it.
Because
I'll know right away. I'll know right away. Like literally, the ones who are not serious and ready, they're just not aligned. It's a frequency. Let the frequency will do the work. And the reason why we're not resonating with these people anymore is because people come into our life, they leave. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. It's because very simple. Like, are you familiar with Dr. Hawkins? This is science, physics. Stephen Hawking's chart of consciousness. Okay, Dr. Hawkins, the famous scientist.
I actually have that. Yeah,
the chart of consciousness. I'm gonna put it on my channel. Where you have the lower, fear, hate,
anger, jealousy, grief,
guilt. Right, and then you have the higher consciousness. So once you anchor past anger, a certain freak, you're gonna stay there if you do the work. You stay there. And you just go here, but you don't. And it's representing the split. That's why we have the split. That's why literally we have these different dimensions on the same planet, because you have the lower energies, the lower chart people, and the higher, and you can't be in the same. You cannot live together no. Right?
I mean, people literally, like, even like right now, me and my adult children, we are on two different dimensions right now. I mean, when they call me on the phone, I love them. But I have to listen, like just their voices,
their energy.
It's hard for me, because and what's coming off is everything we just mentioned, fear, just all the stuff that they're going through comes out with it too. And I literally, I can feel it. You can feel it on you.
Yeah.
When you've done the work, I can't listen. Like
that's literally, if you could see it, what's going on is their demons, their shadows coming at you because they want to feed. You're the T-bone steak. I always say you're a T-bone steak because you're so delicious. You're up here. You're so valuable. So they want to eat you. They're energy vampires, and you have to make sure to protect because it's valuable. But I see
a constant for me, especially you got a daughter too, so that we got that mother stuff, but at the same time, you guys have to you got to tap in too. They have to tap in their own journey and their own lessons and they got to get serious, but right now is not the time. So
people talk about this all the time. People want a savior. They want somebody to save them, and they want somebody to do the work for them. No, honey, we're our own savior.
Quick. I mean, I am so happy that I've been through all of the different levels in life, because it makes me appreciate everything that I've done for myself. Like it gives you a boost and it gives you confidence to, like, oh my gosh, I got myself out of that. I didn't really have anybody then. I've done this. Like that's what I did too these past couple of days that I've been kind of feeling down, to focus on what I have done. Like, remember 10 years ago, you were here. You would have never in a million years thought you would have been talking to Eric on a podcast from Florida. So I have to remind myself too, because these energies are common for me, lately. All of us, we've all got challenges hourly sometimes. So
As long as you have the sword with you, which I see.
I don't know if you can see the back, the best part
You
of
have
it.
to turn. You have to turn a little bit the other way. There we go. Perfect. I love it. And that's exactly where we want to get. Unfuckable, unstoppable.
And
I want to show the front. So that I actually haven't really talked too much about that. So thank you for getting it. So that's my logo. That's a story with it, and it's a representation. I don't know if we can see it.
You want me to send you I'll send you a picture too in case you want to.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. I have it. I have the shop. I've got the merch on the shop. I just wanted to talk about what it represents right now where I am. I'm wearing it. I have a couple of things.
I have it on my keys too. So.
Yes. So it's the sword that represents the King Arthur's journey, right? Ka Krystic Ascension and King Arthur. Then in the middle, there's the Katara, which is the true Katara, which is the 12 dimensions, not the 10 or 11. That's the false one. There's the Maltese cross that's the original Ruche Christic, but it got hijacked by the Templars, and the 3 flames. We've got the 3 original flames: the blue flame, golden flame, and purple flame. So there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on in that logo, but it's an activation, it's a protection, right?
If you're buying it, I mean, if you're selling it, I'm buying it. That's all I got to say.
Well, I created it because we are, I knew looking into the astrology and all that, like we're heading into this, and we could feel it. Even if you don't have the information, we could feel we're in the spiritual era. So I'm like, protection, we need it. And it's an activation because of the codes in it. And I'm, being in California right now.
The other day, a guy was like, "I like your shirt," and I was like, "Thank
you." Thank you for your support. I appreciate it.
You'll hear him kind of snicker, unfuckable. Yeah. Any questions?
Unfuckable. That's exactly the best word, unfuckable. I walk around because it's like, listen, we're love and light and peace and generosity and kindness, and just don't.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't. Because we're not taking it anymore.
Sword, yeah. Sword energy. You don't want the sword energy. You definitely don't want that.
Yeah, don't take advantage with us. Don't take it. Don't even think about manipulation. Those energies do not resonate with us anymore. Been through.
I mean, don't embarrass yourself too, because we don't listen to words. I mean, we listen to words, but there's just we feel it coming before it even happens. So
we speak energy.
Yeah,
that's what we speak energy. So. Is there it's like we've been an hour and a half, Natalee. Is there anything else?
I knew it was going to go over. I mean, is there anything else you wanted me to talk about? I think we covered.
No, but it's up to okay. So yes, we covered everything. Is there anything? So for the people who are going through this spiritual awakening, this journey, the ascension, struggling, with family, false light, and just any piece of advice that you have will be very appreciated.
Let me go shut that door real quick.
Okay.
Oh, you are in here. She's on the back. The piece of advice that I would have, and if you're ready to do the work on yourself, discernment, coming in, the discernment with people that are the gurus and the leaders. You have to be consistent. You have to show up for yourself. I noticed that too when it's something that has to do with somebody else. What can I do? What can I do to help? But when it comes to stuff that we do for ourselves, we kind of, I'll do it later, or no. The best thing I've done is to be consistent with this. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's a process. It's not a magic. You're not going to wake up a different person. You put the work in, but these are the tools that will make this journey down here feel a lot different, and then the constant coach, the not constant coaching, but anytime you are having a moment or you do need, reach out, listen, if they get the, that session, the recording. I never realized how, when you're like, listen to the recording again, it's crazy how that you'll either hear something that you didn't hear, or you'll be like, oh, find out something that you didn't find out, or, oh, hold on one second, Erica. Did you hear that?
No.
What was it? Sounded like a big crash. Darn it, where was I?
To show up.
Yeah, I mean, consistency with your, consistency, discernment, and those are the two big things.
You were talking about the recording. I'm sorry. You recording, how like listen to the recording again, and then there's certain things
there, and you'll when like after you listen to it again, like even because you kept saying, oh, you're just listen to it, just see what happens. It's weird how something in that recording that time will also kind of like go with what you're going through now. And I don't know. It's magic. I don't know how it works. It's quantum. It's another level. And it's one of the best things I've ever done for my life, for my journey, because this is a journey. It's constantly be a journey. We're going to be on a roller coaster. That's another thing too. They think sometimes after you have everything's fine. No, this just gives you the tools for survival down here, in Earth School. Discernment. That is, I mean, because I've even had to have conversations with myself about, am I being too rough? With like, am I being too strict, or if I'm being too, having discernment. No, these are adults. Put your foot down. Something's got to change, or nothing's going to change. Putting in the work. It's a process. We're going to be on a healing journey till we aren't.
Well, it's the same thing like what you do to your basic hygiene, right?
Yeah.
You don't take a shower once and you're done. You take a shower every day. Same thing like if you're into working out like myself, I don't just go to the gym once. I go, multiple times, almost every day. I walk every day. It's the same exact thing. We got a spiritual practice every single day. And it's like you show up every single day that you're alive to keep your energy on an overflow, or else it's gonna drop.
And it gives you the tools too, though, to identify stuff that's coming, or just astrology. That's literally the weather to me. I'll go and kind of see what's going on first, and when you apply it to your life, a lot of people, if we would have gotten birth charts, I'm telling you, instead of birth certificates, like seriously, like that's kind of tell you they didn't want us to know us. They wanted, the birth certificate's the tracking device so we can watch you and make money off of you wherever you go. But if we would have gotten are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. I'm just glad that this is becoming more of, normal stuff, like the spiritual journey and figuring things out and working on yourself. Like we are our biggest project down here. People will get obsessed with, being the best mom and just the stock. That was me when my kids were little. I had to be the Girl Scout mom, all this overcompensation from, it didn't, none of it meant anything. Yeah. So, once you just invest in yourself and figure out who you are, the answers are right there, and people like you
remember who you are. Remember, because all the answers are within, and we just forgot because we were born with anesthesia.
The activator, almost, like you activate a lot of memories, of power, of remembrance, all of it.
Yeah, because you're not becoming someone. You're remembering.
Yeah.
It's within you. That's what I've learned. You know, that it's inner work to unlock layers to help you remember where you came from and why you're here.
Right. Right.
So, all right, we're gonna wrap it up.
All righty.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
My pleasure.
Oh, love you too.
And I will be in your inbox later. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.